Coming up on the Paper Talk today, we'll have the obligatory Bryan Mbeumo update. What is going on with the attacker's move from Brentford? Are we any closer to getting him here at Old Trafford? Also, Viktor Gyokeres, all is not going well with him and Sporting, and it could pave the way for Manchester United to swoop in. Let's get into it. Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford and it's quite warm, so you won't need your parkas today. Loads of stories to get through. Before we do, though, make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. The next stop is 900k subscribers on the channel. We smashed through 800k. Want to get to 900,000, and with your support, yes, we will get there. Now, let's get the obvious sort of Bryan Mbeumo story update out of the way first before we can move on to other things. Spoke about this yesterday. Bryan Mbeumo wants Manchester United. Manchester United want Bryan Mbeumo. Brentford want a little bit more dough, or they want the pay structure to be a little bit different than what has been offered. That second bid, people were arguing about this in the chat when I did this video yesterday. Has it been rejected? Is it being renegotiated? I think technically it has been rejected because they haven't accepted it. So if you haven't accepted something, you've rejected it. But it doesn't feel like it's dead in the water, it's over. There could still be movement there in terms of the deal might not even be that different from what Manchester United have offered in terms of the fee. It might just be the structure of it. We're going to get more updates this week, as sure as the day is long. So keep posted. We'll keep you posted. The Independent running a story, which is just a basic update. What was running the Athletic today, just saying that, look, Mbeumo wants Manchester United. He's adamant he wants Manchester United. He doesn't want to go to Spurs. So this deal should happen sooner rather than later. Now, I think the PSR sort of status gets reset today. I'll restarted, I think, the end of this month, which is basically today, tomorrow. So some deals will get done the 1st of July and onwards, and that might be the case with Manchester United, even though we are obviously keen to get Bryan Mbeumo to Old Trafford. So keep your eye on it. We'll see what happens. Now, Viktor Gyokeres is the other big story. Probably not as likely as Bryan Mbeumo. We know Bryan Mbeumo, 2 bids have gone in. He wants to go to Manchester United. Brentford are willing to save the price. The price is right. Viktor Gyokeres is a little bit different. His preference was Arsenal, we were being told. Doesn't look like there's much movement happening there, though. Arsenal's still pursuing Benjamin Sesko. I think they've just brought in the lad from Brentford, is it Norgard? They're now pursuing Benjamin Sesko as an attacker. Not quite sure where that's up to. We keep hearing varying reports on where that deal is moving forward or how that deal is moving forward. But it certainly doesn't seem like much is happening with Viktor Gyokeres and Arsenal. Also, as well, his relationship with Sporting is pretty much as bad as any player's relationship with a club can be. There's reports, I think, from Fabrizio Romano yesterday and early this morning as well, just about Viktor Gyokeres and this sort of spat he's had with the president. The president's saying that they're not going to sell Viktor Gyokeres for around the €60 million mark, which I think is what he said there was some sort of agreement for. Viktor Gyokeres apparently is telling them he's not going to go back to training. He's not going to report for training. It has just got massively toxic there, which could be beneficial to Manchester United, because if Viktor Gyokeres isn't going to stay at Sporting, if Arsenal don't come in for him, if no other club comes in for him with a decent offer, maybe Manchester United can get that deal over the line. Maybe something can happen there. It's definitely not going to happen before Bryan Mbeumo. I think that is going to be the priority, and we're going to see Bryan Mbeumo hopefully come to Manchester United sooner rather than later. But once that deal is done, could Viktor Gyokeres arrive as well? If, and it's a big if, just humour me, if Manchester United this summer were to go and bring in Moise Kean, Bryan Mbeumo and Viktor Gyokeres, that would be pretty phenomenal, to be honest with you. So bringing in 3 attackers when you just struggle to score goals would be fixing a massive problem here at Manchester United. I'm not saying it's the only problem. We've got other areas of the pitch that need addressing. But if you could get that done, that would be fantastic. However, so far we've only got one player, and that is Moise Kean. I mentioned this yesterday. He was liking statuses and updates from Fabrizio Romano when it came to Bryan Mbeumo. So it looks like he's keen to see Bryan Mbeumo join him here at Old Trafford. That deal hasn't been done yet, though. So let's not get too hyped up about Viktor Gyokeres when we still haven't got Bryan Mbeumo over the line. Want to keep an eye on, though, as always, we will keep you posted. I know I say that all the time because it's true. Other strikers in the mix, if you will. Moise Kean has popped up on the radar. Yeah, you remember him? He was the one that came on for Everton as a substitute when Duncan Ferguson was their caretaker manager here at Old Trafford, and then got subbed 20 minutes later, which I thought was pretty brutal and unnecessary, to be honest. But he's been linked with Manchester United. I think it's Correa del Sport linking him. The Mail have picked up on it. There's this 2-week window, apparently, a £44 million window where you can get him, or his sort of buyout clause. Whether Manchester United are going to move for Moise Kean is doubtful. Extremely doubtful. Yeah, I'm not going to file it under of all the things that isn't going to happen, this isn't going to happen the most, but I would be massively surprised if Moise Kean ended up at Manchester United next season. We'll keep you posted. We always do. I know I'm a broken record, but it's true. Another player that, when I say he's been linked with us, right, humour me. People on social media, some people in my group chats, saying, why don't United get him? Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I'm just letting you know what people are saying. Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with it. He's a free agent now, 28 years old, Premier League experience, right? That's me giving you the positives. The negatives are, he has injury issues. I think he's got 1 goal in the Premier League in his last 24 games. Not for me. But some people saying, another striker with a bit of experience, why not get him in? No, I don't think so. Let me know what you think in the chat and the comments. And let me just make this clear. I am not advocating for signing Dominic Calvert-Lewin, yeah? Because people do this all the time. Go, Jay wants to sign Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's like when I said about Jordan Pickford. I said he's a bit more steady than Martinez. And people went, you want Jordan Pickford? No, I literally said in the video I don't want Jordan Pickford. And I don't want Dominic Calvert-Lewin either. I don't want pretty much anyone from Everton, to be honest with you. Maybe 1 or 2. Well, that's a different story. Let's not go on too much of a tangent. So Moise Kean, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, potential options for Manchester United, although it's unlikely. One good story that broke over the weekend. Yesterday, I think Nathan Salt was speaking about it. Gabriel is committing to Manchester United. Manchester United, a 14-year-old wonder kid, has been compared to Lionel Messi and all sorts. Absolute baller, as the kids say. Has been linked with a move away because there's a lot of clubs all over looking at him. He's the next big thing. He's at Manchester United. There was some sort of concerns whether Manchester United would be able to keep him. However, that story was broke yesterday. He is staying at Manchester United. Finn, Academy Scoop, is going to be in the studio today. So we're going to get the lowdown on him. There's another youngster as well who's signed a deal. I think it's Jaden Ngwashi, is it? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Forgive me. Anyway, we'll get the details off Finn, yeah? You don't need to see it from me. He'll get into all the nuts and bolts of those players staying. The Gabriel one in particular is massive. Do you remember when Sir Jim Ratcliffe came to Manchester United? He said, we don't want to sign Mbappe. We want to sign the next Mbappe. That might be how Manchester United get ourselves out of this mess that we're in. I don't think we're going to be able to buy our way to a title buying 60, 70 million pound players. It can help, but I think the way Manchester United are going to catch the other teams that are above us, who are also making big moves, is if we invest in the youngsters. I believe children in the future. So keeping older players like Gabriel could be a massive step forward, because in 3 or 4 years, that's when you could really see the benefits of that. Very talented youngster. We've already got some talented youngsters here at the club. There's a couple of others that are at other clubs that we're being linked with as well. I'm not going to get into it yet, but if we did get them, that would be a massive step forward as well. So hopefully this long-term planning can come to fruition, because yes, you want to address the immediate issue with the first team and players that come in now and do a job now, but you also want to be looking ahead and making sure that in a few years' time Manchester United are competing, because it's not easy at the minute, is it? Teams are making moves. Chelsea have just bought, is it Pedro from Brighton? Liverpool buying Florian Wirtz for, what, 150 million or whatever it is, 140 million, I don't know. Lots and lots of money. City buying as many players as humanly possible. All the clubs above us, which is a lot because we finished 15th, are making big moves. So short term, it's going to be difficult for Manchester United, not impossible, but difficult. So longer term, that could be a little bit easier if you're getting some good, decent, young players in. I saw this article in the Mail, and it annoyed me a little bit because of the way it was worded. And it was like, forgotten man returns to Old Trafford, and it had a picture of Jadon Sancho on it. And I looked saying, it's about Tyrell Malacia coming back to United. So his loan move to PSV has ended. He isn't going to stay there, obviously. It's ended. He's coming back to Manchester United. United apparently struggling to sell him. Can't find any suitors. You think someone would want him? Also, how much did we pay for him? 40 million quid. So I doubt we'd be asking for massive money. He's 25 years old. He's a good lad, Tyrell Malacia. Probably not at the level you need, but he did a good job when he came in for that first season. You remember when we were struggling, we lost to Brentford and Brighton and Brentford, sorry. He came in, played a part in the win against Liverpool. I think he might have played against Southampton, Leicester and Arsenal as well, and was a sort of decent backup, and also gave Luke Shaw a kick up the backside that he needed to motivate himself a little bit more. So it wasn't a completely disastrous move when you look at how much he cost, but you do need to get him off the wage bill. I know he's probably not on a lot of money, but hopefully get a few quid in for him. There's also the Jadon Sancho issue. Apparently he prefers to move to somewhere like Napoli. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen there. Marcus Rashford, he wants to go to Barcelona. Don't we all, Marcus? We'll have to keep you posted on what's happening there. And in Real Betis could be happening. Could be a little bit of a deal going on. There was some sort of rent-to-buy scheme being mooted, weren't there, a few weeks ago. We'll keep you updated if there is any movement there, as always. Going to be back later on today with the Paddock podcast. Me, Joe, Ronnie. Then we're going to have an Academy Scoop as well. No, not Academy Scoop. Academy Review with Academy Scoop. Finn, we're going to have that as well. So we have got you covered. So don't be a buffoon. hit like, share and subscribe to the channel. My name's Jack. I don't know what I'm talking about there. I sort of got confused how I was going to end this video. Let's try again, shall we? This has been the Paper Talk. I've been Jay. Thanks for watching.